Another thing we call the Great Exchange. And Mike, I told him a little bit what he's going to do. He doesn't really know too much, so well, I'm not talking about your mental ability, but what I'm going to do. I had to explain what it meant to follow Jesus Christ and what Jesus Christ did, and then try and do this in a little illustration that will help. Somebody said, hey Jim, you're throwing money around, you do this. I think last time you used Coke and water. Do you remember that, Coke and water? Nobody remembers that? You remember? He remembers. He's a senior, he remembers. So I like to do this. This represents, he's got turn acted, I trust him. This represents your soul, your life, sort of who you are, okay? This is, yeah, it is now, baby. It is now. Put your arms out, like a little bit. Yeah, so you're making a bigger, not like you're an angel, not like you're a bird. Okay, pretty wide and cute. But you know, when we get into it, and we start looking at it, this represents all of us right here. All of us have this as sort of our soul, sort of our being. But then some other things creep up like insecurity. I'll just do insecurity, okay? Insecurity will come into his life, right? And what will happen to us is we'll be afraid to go over. And then there's other types of sin that comes into our lives. Some of it is that type of thing where we gossip, okay? A big G right there. Gossip. Some of it is, what's the matter? You getting high from this right here? Yeah. Okay. Some of the other things where we start treating people and we start treating them bad, and we've got that selfishness that comes in. Self. Let's see if I can spray paint that. Okay, you got it right there. And then there's even some other. Just to give you a little more color here. A little more color. Then some of us have that thing that comes in, I mentioned lust. And that comes out. And it comes over and it affects our relationship with that other stuff, with the opposite effects. And then we've got that thing of just where with our parents, that disobedience. All right? That disobedience. Watch your face or I'll just cover it with black. Okay, so all these things, what other things? When you think about high school right now, what are some of the things that are hindering high schoolers from fully experiencing what God intended to do? Suggestions. What?
Laziness.
Laziness. Okay, so you got that laziness. I'll put that over here. Lazy. All right? And they're lazy. And so that comes in. You know that you've got to do it, but you've got the lazy. Other things.
Stress.
Stress. Stress is the opposite of faith. Did you know that? So we look at it. Maybe you should turn around. Turn around so you got more room. Okay, stress. Stress. These are from my days in LA. I know how to use these. Other things. Stress. Where we get so wrapped up in stress. Other things going on in high school. Yeah. Anger. You got your parents right there, and what happens is they do something, and you don't even realize, next thing you know, you are expressing anger, and you blow up at them, right? Other things that sort of take us. Other things. Well, how about the idea of cliques? That you just have your group and the exclusiveness of cliques. The exclusiveness. In my Northern Virginia area, what happens is kids are going they get into these groups, and it's their group. And I mentioned, I think last time, the gang kids I worked with. That's nothing compared to what's going on. They're better than the ones here. Okay, so you've got this right here with his soul, and you've got all that. And then he sort of wakes up and he realizes that this is hurting. This is hurting who it is. So he takes it off. He takes it off. Yeah, takes it off. And then what I want you to do is I've got two little spray things and I got a little soap in there. So try to wash that off. Try to wash that paint off. Okay, use that right there. Put it in there and try and do it. And see, this is what I'll bet this group tries to do. Go ahead. Try and spray that, get that stuff off with that glass cleaner. You got a little detergent over those type of things. And here's what happens. This is what happens to us, is what we do is we try to be better Christians. We try to cut the gossip down. We try to not be as cliquey. We try to remove this, but it does not take it out. Is it working? No, it isn't. Would you like to put that back on? Okay, yeah, that's right. So here's what Jesus Christ does. what Jesus Christ does in the thing known as the Great Exchange is he takes this big hefty bag and he says, Michael, hand over to me your crud, your sin, your stuff, the smelly, stinky hurt that you have. And what I will do is I will take that out of your life, and I'll take that crud, all those things that you have that stink and smell, that hurt other people, and instead I will take that, and what I earned on the cross, Jesus says, I will give to you. Put that on. It's known as imparting righteousness. It's there, baby. It's there. If you need to find it, right there. Good, good. So, what happens is, he exchanges the righteousness that Jesus Christ earned for the sin that we have, and it's known as the Great Exchange. So he gives to us that. Now, if we continue to spend our life trying to clean up this crud, we're wasting our time. The only way to get rid of this crud truly is to take it, give it to Jesus Christ, and lay it at the cross. But what most people do, even though they call themselves Christ ones, is they try to be better. And they try to just make it so we become nice sinners. There are nice sinners and there's naughty sinners. The nice sinners are the ones that smile and look really good on the external, but inside they're filled with it. Some of you have seen the movie Mean Girls. Some of you have seen what I'm talking about. Girls in churches can be like that, where they have learned to put out an expression of nice sweetness, but then when the people leave, they go, I can't believe her hair's that way. I can't believe she did. Can you believe she said that? That's known as a nice sinner, and it's known as hypocrisy, and it's worse than being a naughty sinner. Because a naughty sinner admits that they're sinners. They admit it. They just admit it, and they know. But you got, thanks, Michael. You can have that. Here, let me have your license. There you go. Oh, you keep this. You want to keep this? There you go. You did a great job, Mike. Okay, so what I want you to realize is that Great Exchange is something that it's a reality, and it's a biblical concept. And so what happens is, here it is up here. You are unrighteous, but Jesus Christ has earned that righteousness. We don't try to earn righteousness. It is imparted or given to us.